Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation has been providing quality electric service at a competitive price to residential, commercial, and industrial customers in southeast Georgia and northeast Florida since 1939. For tips and advice on how to save electricity and stretch your energy dollars, call 1-800-262-5131 and speak to your marketing representative. We are a cooperative owned by those we serve.
Head-On Collision is a family-owned and operated business located in Folkestone, Georgia, across from Gibson McDonald. We specialize in automotive repair, damage caused by small and major accidents. We restore old vehicles and bring them back to their original glory. We also spray Speedliner bedliners, the world's toughest spray and bedliner. We work with all insurance companies to make your experience as easy as possible. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. It matters how long you've been doing it right.
Charlton Tire Service and Repair, located at 3399 2nd Street, Folkestone, Georgia, has everything you need for service and repair of your vehicle. Go see them today. For information, call 912-496-7329. Charlton Tire Service and Repair, a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet. Good afternoon and welcome to the Coach Mack Show. Happy Labor Day. I'm Adam Bell for Charlton Sportsnet along with Coach Rich McCorder. Happy Labor Day, Coach.
Thank you. Happy Labor Day to you too.
Hey, Coach, obviously nothing to talk about. The weather has wreaked absolute havoc on our schedule this year so far. Nothing to talk about as far as a game Friday night. So let's just dive right into our Senior Spotlight, number 6, Ethan Sauls.
You know, Ethan Sauls, his dad's our wide receiver coach, Dr. Drew Sauls. His mom's a elementary school teacher. His sister's involved in athletics at Charlton County High School. But Ethan is first of all, he's a great kid to be around. He's always got a smile on his face, and he's easy to talk to, and does a good job in the classroom. And I think in talking to him, and talking to his dad more, one day he may want to be a football coach. So you never know. I think he'd be a good one. I think he'd be a real good one if that's what he chooses to do. But Ethan Sauls is a kid that is probably the best thing he does, and the most important thing for us is his ability to block. Block the defensive backs. He does a great job there, but he also can come up with some big catches when we need them. Really, we're just real pleased with what he's provided. He's real consistent. He hasn't had a year where he's been down. It's just always been a consistent with him, and we really appreciate the job that he does for us.
Ethan's excited about the season. His senior year, one of six seniors on the squad. Ethan also plays, he's got a mean three-point shot.
He's a good basketball player, but his best sport is probably tennis. He's a very, very good tennis player, really can get all over the court. And but that may be his best sport, but he's very good at all he does.
I know that's something you've always stressed with your athletes is multi-sport.
I'm a coach that really believes in I want my players to play 3 sports. I want them to always be active, do great in school, do great at home and with the community, and also play 3 sports. That's big for us.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations, Ethan Sauls. You're our Senior Spotlight for this week. Labor Day, y'all had practice today, a little bit shorter than what I thought. I was late getting up here, but we're getting it done now. Let's dive into Savannah Christian, if you want to, Coach.
Okay.
I got to see a little bit on them. I know you obviously see more than we do. Over there getting the hand signals from the producer. Number 41 is just a beast. Savannah Christian.
He is probably the best fullback that I can remember seeing. We've seen a lot of good ones. You don't see a true fullback hardly anymore. Last year we saw a great one with Irwin County. This one, number 41, don't know his name yet. I'm going to know it before the week's over, I'm sure. He is just maybe the best veer fullback I've seen in a long time. He probably outweighs everybody we have on our defensive side of the ball. He's a great athlete, great feet, can change direction when he needs to, runs people over when he needs to. Great football player. On their offensive side of the ball, they really haven't changed anything over the years since we've seen them, but they have an offensive lineman that's committed to Georgia Tech, number 73. And talk about beast, this guy will run people out of the camera, out of the picture. He's a fantastic football player. Whoever lines up on him, and he's going to move all over the line of scrimmage now. You'll see him at tackle, one play, guard the next. We've seen him play every position except for center. But this guy is maybe the best offensive lineman I've seen in quite some time. Very, very good football player. Their whole offensive team, offensive side of the ball is fantastic. It's going to be a gigantic challenge for our defense. We've struggled against running football teams of late, so it's going to be a big challenge for them. Now on their defensive side of the ball, if I had to say what they played, it's one of those types of defenses where you can call it a lot of different things because they do a lot of different things. They're going to line up everywhere. They're going to bring five-man pressure when they want. It's very, very good defensive unit. Special teams, they're excellent. Of course, they're a private school, meaning, of course, just about everybody on the roster is a good football player. It's going to be a real challenge for us. Just like all of our schedules, a challenge. Savannah Christian is going to be a great challenge for us. We got to go up there. They now play in Pooler, which is a town just on the other side of the Interstate 95, at a municipal football stadium there. A lot of people use it, I believe. So that's where it's going to be played at this year. It's a good facility. It's easier to get to than their old stadium. So hopefully we'll have a big crowd make it up there and support us for this.
He reminds you of just that old school fullback, doesn't he? There's nothing fancy. He's just coming right at you.
He really does. He runs the veer, the outside veer, the midline, and we're going to have a lot of people hopefully in on him because it's going to take a lot of people to bring this guy to the ground. He's a great football player, and their offensive line is tall, but they play low to the ground. They're going to try to knock you off the ball, chop you down. That sort of thing, and it's going to be their quarterback's a great athlete. Their wings who run the pitch routes, they're also great athletes. So this offense is going to be maybe the best, other than Fitzgerald, the best offense we've seen.
What do you expect to see out of Savannah Christian defensively as far as our offense versus their defense?
They're going to be very, very multiple. They have a big defensive lineman, number 50, you got to account for him. Every play. We feel like though they look all over the place, they're really sound in what they do. They're not going to leave something open for you. They're going to have everything covered up, and plus they're going to try to bring five-man pressure as often as they can.
Right. AJ and the guys, that offensive line, they're going to be moving around some.
That's right. That's right. You're going to get a lot of different looks every play.
All right, Coach. Friday night, now, Glenn posted earlier today that they're no longer playing where they used to play.
That's right. They're playing in Pooler, Georgia. It's west of Savannah. It's a lot easier to get to than the other place. The other place they played down around Groves High School. It was a little harder to get to. But this place they say is easier to get to. You can pretty much put your GPS on Pooler YMCA. And it's actually right behind the YMCA. So if you can find the YMCA in Pooler, just go around to the back of it, and there's the stadium.
All right. On the B team, nothing this week.
Nothing this week. The following Thursday, we'll go to Ware County. That's if we have enough players. Right now, our starting B team quarterback is now starting at wide receiver for us. So if we had to play this week, it's the first time ever, and I always. We use the B team to really build our program and to build our football team throughout the year. If we had to play this week a B team game, we'd maybe have to cancel because our second string quarterback, like I said, is starting at wide receiver, and that's number 19, Brantley Sloan. And then our third string quarterback has a broken toe, so he's in a walking boot, so he wouldn't be able to go. To be honest with you, I don't know what we would do if we had to play this week. We'd probably have to figure something out, but if it comes down to next week and we still don't have those people available, we'll just make somebody take the ball from the quarterback, and I don't know what we'll do from there, but it might not be pretty. Junior high, Bethune Middle, they're going to go this week over to Callahan, playing Callahan this week. Next week they come home against Baker County. So we'll finally get those guys home and get a chance to see those guys. I know the junior high has two outstanding quarterbacks alternating, and you get a chance to see those guys on September the 13th.
That game between the Braves and Callahan, the last few years when the group you have now was coming, that's turned into a little bit of a rivalry there.
It's a very good game for us, and it's a game that we wouldn't mind maybe one day playing it at the varsity level down there if we can ever work it out. I know we play them on B team level down there also, and last year that was a very, very physical football game, and we know that this year it'll be the same when we go down there.
I know with the power ranking systems, that sometimes you figured out if it helps or hurts scheduling varsity level Florida Georgia schools?
It doesn't matter. What it does is they would take a Florida school, figure out how big they are, and then they would place them in our classifications according to their size, and you'd receive the points that way. So it doesn't hurt or help either way by playing a Florida school. It's really fine. It don't matter whichever way, but again, it's something we would like to do down the road instead of traveling to Savannah, such a long way for our crowd. We'd like to start playing the Hilliards and West Nassau's, Fernandina Beach, that sort of thing, Baker County. Some good football being played down there, and it would be good to hook up with those guys.
Something I saw on the news, football related today. There's a class action lawsuit against Pop Warner football for over safety. I wanted your opinion on that because what I loved what the reporter said to the gentleman he was interviewing. He said, at some point, do we just put all the kids in mattress padded rooms? I mean, what?
You know, my viewpoint on lower level football, whether it's rec league, Pop Warner, or whatever it may be, my opinion for down there is if your kid really wants to play it, let them play it. If a kid's not sure, don't feel comfortable about playing it, don't force them to play it, because what happens is they'll have a bad experience, and that experience may carry over to the high school age, and we don't want that. We want kids participating in all levels, high school for sure. I know when I grew up in Illinois, you know, I was all about football, but I didn't get to play tackle football until my 9th grade year. We had flag football all the way down to the low ages. You got taught the fundamentals of getting in stances, running to the football, throwing, catching, that sort of thing. A lot of fundamentals can be taught in flag football. And it can still be rough running into each other, but still, you know, if a kid really wants to play it, let them play it. Hopefully they'll have a good experience. I really encourage rec league and Pop Warner age coaches, don't live your past glory days through them. Teach them the fundamentals, teach them safety, first of all, not to use their head, how to block, how to tackle properly. And a great website on tackling properly is the Seattle Seahawks, and Pete Carroll has put together a video on proper ways to tackle. And they got this from the rugby people who play rugby, and I really encourage everybody to take a look at that, who coaches the lower levels, the proper way of tackling in that manner, taking the head out of tackling, taking the head out of blocking. You'll hear us out here in practice all the time. If we see a kid use his head, we'll tell them, don't use your head, use your shoulders, use your hands, use your body, not your head. Your head's the most important thing, you know, you have on you, so let's protect it and take care of it. Of course, number one, you want to have properly fitted, up-to-date helmets, have them fitted right, and teach the kids the proper way to block and tackle. I had the opportunity to speak earlier this year in Camden to a group of junior high and rec league football coaches. And the biggest thing I emphasized is to coach the fundamentals. Let's take the scoreboard out of it and let the kids compete, let the kids have fun, let the kids play the game the way it was meant to be played, in a proper way, safe way. And I've also, offered our coaches services to our rec league people about talking about football, coming in here talking about the proper way to tackle, the proper way to get in a stance, whether it's offensive line or defensive line, and of course, number one, what safety precautions we take in the game. So I worry about our game, and I think, number one, it's got to be taught right. I think if you teach it right, parents will be more comfortable about what's going on out there. It's a physical game. Don't get me wrong, and it's meant to be physical, and it's meant to be hard-hitting and that sort of thing, but you can also get your body prepared for that. That's the number one reason we lift weights, not to be strong where we can overpower people, but for protection. When I first got here back in 1988, we had kids that had shoulder problems and knee problems and so forth, but we didn't have a weight program, a strength program. But now over the years, we've gotten our strength program better. Now it's very seldom do you see a kid that has a shoulder injury. Knock on wood, we haven't had a shoulder injury in a long time, and I think that's due to the strength training we do. We don't just bench press, we do a lot of other lifts that really protect the whole shoulder area and the neck area. And I think that's a big reason why we haven't seen the injuries that we've seen in the past. So again, I think it's got to be taught right. If it's taught right, I think it's a good thing.
It's a pet peeve with me. It just seems like football gets singled out. But there's other sports. I mean, soccer. Soccer has a history of concussions.
I believe Irwin County lost their quarterback in soccer to a head injury. If I'm not mistaken, I think that maybe what I was told this offseason, that they may have lost their quarterback due to soccer. So soccer can be a sport where you may need to see them wear some sort of helmet because using the head in soccer is traditionally how you play the game. I know up north where I'm from, and I enjoy watching hockey. Hockey has a lot of head injuries. I've seen head injuries in basketball. So, the biggest thing I think is education, is to teach coaches, parents, the proper way to play any sport. I think it's the best way to go.
All right, Coach. So I appreciate your opinion on that. And that was on the fly, but something I saw on the way up here, and I wanted to ask your opinion on that.
Well, we've seen, I've been to coaches' clinics, and I've listened to people talk nothing about safety for over an hour, and it's very important. And the worst part of this job, the two worst parts of my job is seeing kids get hurt, which I absolutely do not like, and having to deny a kid an opportunity to play football, which for discipline reasons or whatever. But again, education, teach them right, everything should be okay.
All right. The Friday night, 7:30, Savannah Christian. Fans should allow for about a 2.5 hour drive.
I would think all of 2 hours. I know my wife's going to take half the day off and go shopping at some outlet mall by there. If she's late, it's because she was shopping, not because of the distance. But I would, of course, with MapQuest and everything else, I would go ahead and MapQuest it. I know we're going to give ourselves plenty of time. We may need to feed our kids on the road because we don't want them eating at 2 o'clock and playing at 7:30. That's a big gap for a kid not to have eaten anything. So we may, if we can afford it, look at eating down on the road if we can afford it and see how that works. But again, hope we have a big crowd there. Hope we play well and see what happens.
All right, I'm excited about it. I'm ready to get a full game in.
That's right.
That'd be nice to do, wouldn't it?
Sure would be.
Coach, I appreciate you coming up here on a holiday and doing this with us. And we'll see you Friday night, 7:30 up in Savannah Christian. For the fans that can't make it, CSN will have the game live on our usual game links that we post on Facebook. Thank you for watching the Coach Mack Show. Got it.
Folkestone Pharmacy and Electronics, located at 3885 Main Street in the heart of downtown Folkestone. They're Folkestone's original hometown pharmacy with 49 years serving the community. They have everything you need, including household items, prescription medications, high-tech electronics, and much more. Their experienced and friendly staff in the pharmacy and electronics department are ready to serve you. Folkestone Pharmacy and Electronics is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sports. Go Indians!
Hi, I'm Stetson Bennett from Bennett's Hometown Pharmacy in Folkestone, Georgia, where we love you and we need you. Here at Bennett's Pharmacy, we want to be your pharmacy. We offer a full line of prescription drugs, a full line of vitamins and over-the-counter products, and we have tremendous service. We will take the time to counsel you on your medication. We'll even call your doctor to see if we can save you some money. At Bennett's Pharmacy, we support all student athletes in Charlton County. This spring, it's baseball, track, golf, and tennis. Get out and support these young men and women that will be the next leaders in our community. Bennett's Hometown Pharmacy. Remember, shop at home. It makes a difference.